Hi guys, welcome back to Finpact. So Palantir is a company you guys all know I'm very bullish on, but today I want to talk about something that I haven't seen covered on many YouTube channels or videos about what happened with Palantir, the NHS and the UK government. So in case you guys don't know, Palantir is an American software company that specializes in big data analytics. So they get their revenue from government contracts, but also in the commercial sector with businesses. Now, in case you guys aren't from the UK, the NHS is the National Health Service, and it's a publicly funded healthcare system in the United Kingdom. So on the 24th of February, you can see this article that NHS faces legal action over data firm contract. So the NHS was taken to court over its contract with the controversial US data firm Palantir. The Open Democracy said it had launched the legal action over Palantir's long-term involvement in the analysis of vast amounts of public health data. Palantir lobbied a top NHS official over expensive watermelon cocktails. Apparently they were like £60 watermelon cocktails, and if that's in London, kind of normal. In London, the prices are kind of high. Anyway, so what happened was Palantir's initial involvement in the NHS began March 2020 alongside other tech giants as part of a short-term attempt to predict how best to deploy resources to deal with the pandemic using a so-called data store of health information. But Open Democracy labeled Palantir as a spy tech company and was quite critical of the extension of the short-term contract in December, and the fact that it's running for 2 years and cost $23.5 million. So the problem is the Open Democracy thought that this deal would risk demolishing the trust in the NHS. Anyway, so the outcome of the deal is that actually Open Democracy won their lawsuit, and what the outcome ended up resulting in is that the government has committed not to extend Palantir's $23 million contract beyond can't say this word before I get demonetized, users without consulting the public. So they have to check with the public if they are okay. So that's what's happened. They basically need to get the public's consent before processing their sensitive health data. So in short, Palantir won't be able to process NHS data for purposes without consulting the public juries. So this is kind of like a data protection sort of situation. So it seems like Palantir may experience such problems later on in the future, but I think the way they can resolve this is by consulting the people whose data they process. So I guess if there is written consent that people's data can be processed, then Palantir could go ahead in securing certain contracts. I want to talk about all the other bullish news we have seen on Palantir because so much has happened, so many contracts have been secured, and I think this is fundamental in the long-term potential in Palantir's stock price. So in this article, Guardian Fund, Palantir is becoming one of the more important global software companies. So Guardian Fund, which is an investment management firm, published its second quarter 2021 investor letter. So this is what the Guardian Fund had to say about Palantir Technologies in their Q2 2021 investor letter. The success of the private sector to innovate in order to help people through the lockdowns and to produce vaccines at record speed at a scale has been impressive. And the fact that almost every public institution was struggling to be effective, no matter how hard some of the people worked, shows the fundamental need of the public sector to become data-driven and invest in data infrastructure. They've also said it's a great opportunity for Palantir, especially as it has already shown to be capable of working with demanding and complex public institutions, entrusting it to work on the most critical and sensitive matters. I mean, obviously there was that problem with the NHS and how there was a little bit of mistrust with Palantir processing sensitive health information and that it would require consent first. In this case, they are also emphasizing that the fact that Palantir does work with governments around the world and that they have been used to process information during the pandemic has really shown that governments can really trust this company because it was so important in helping the governments process data during the pandemic. They've also recognized that the main opportunity is in enterprise software and the faster onboarding time and increased self-service of clients. So it's like I mentioned in my previous video, Palantir gives clients the option to have a tailor-made data sort of service for them, so data system, let's say, where they can have an interface and they can tailor that to what they want to find out, maybe their customer base, what the customers are spending, the way a company would want to process data, they can do so in an easier manner with Palantir's system. And they've also said that Palantir has quietly become a significant investor, investing well over $200 million in 8 companies. Thereby, it is following the lead of companies like Tencent, Alphabet, and Shopify for establishing valuable investment portfolios. I mean, it's compared to some leading companies, and I do believe this gives me confidence in the potential of Palantir's stock price. Now, a lot of people have been asking, why has Palantir's price dropped recently? Now, the truth is there's quite a few reasons, but nothing that would impact its long-term potential, in my opinion. So we've seen hedge funds such as ARK Invest, so Cathie Wood sells 18.5 billion in Palantir shares. Of course, such a large holding would cause the prices to dip, but it's also been inflation, and inflation caused Palantir to fall a further 2% because there was quite a high CPI recently that affected the broader markets. But I do believe in the long-term potential of the Palantir price, because in the last year we saw a lot of hype coming around for Palantir. I think it was really entering hype territory. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone is talking about it. And recently the hype has died down, but that doesn't change what Palantir is doing. That doesn't change the long-term potential of it. They have been continuously securing contracts. So on June 24th, Palantir and DataRobot partnered to bring speed and agility to demand forecasting models. So both of them are deemed in this article on Investor Place as AI pioneers, and they announced a new partnership designed to create unique, agile and real-time solutions to help solve the most pressing demand forecasting problems. I mean, they're definitely exploiting this market opportunity. So they've said that 35% of businesses cite limited AI expertise and 33% cite increasing data complexities and silos as barriers to successful AI adoption. So with the collaboration of Palantir and DataRobots, they basically said that with the help of rich data sets and implementation of modern machine learning algorithms into businesses' supply chain management, companies can improve the accuracy of forecast results and optimize their replenishment plans. This new partnership brings together a complementary solution and will help retail customers unlock the transformative power of AI. For example, improved forecast accuracy will lead to a reduction in lost sales due to inventory out-of-stock situations and help warehousing costs decrease. I really think they are streamlining businesses. They're bringing AI to the mass scale. Another contract I want to talk about is that Palantir Technologies wins FAA contract for the Aircraft Certification Safety Solutions. So Palantir have said that they have been chosen by the Federal Aviation Administration to provide data analytics tool to enhance the agency modernization objectives for aviation safety. Honestly, I feel like Palantir is used everywhere. It feels like there's a use case for Palantir's software in almost every industry. And lastly, guys, I want to touch upon this final deal. So CDC, which is the US Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, basically has renewed their partnership with Palantir. So it was awarded a 7.4 million one-year contract. So if you think about this, I mean, clearly, if they're renewing a contract, it means they have trust in Palantir and that they have, a use for Palantir's software for themselves. I think we can conclude that Palantir has quite a presence in the healthcare sector. I'm not going to do any major price analysis, but I just want to touch upon the current Palantir price, which is $21.34. And, it's a lot lower than its all-time high, which was around 29th Jan at $35. If Palantir continue doing what they're doing and data starts being adopted by most sectors, businesses, and their software becomes, present all over the world, like the next Salesforce or something, then I really do think that we can see some huge price rallies in the future. I personally am holding Palantir for the long run. I've always mentioned this because I think if they continue securing contracts, if they start having contracts with more governments around the world and more businesses around the world, and they become, a huge presence like the next Salesforce, especially with the increasing use of AI in businesses these days, I do believe that Palantir's stock price has some huge potential in giving its investors some great returns. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments below. Are you bullish on Palantir? Are you not? Also, bear in mind that this is just my own personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. Always make sure you do your own research before you invest in anything. And if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below and also hit that like button so we can push this video out so that more people who can't normally see my videos get to see this video. And also, I have a Patreon link down below where you can see what I buy and sell in real time. You can get community support and one-on-one support with me depending on which tier you select. And I also have a link down below for WEBULL where you can get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,000 when you invest your first $100. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye!